Urgent warning to all Palantir shareholders. This is about to be an absolutely insane week for Palantir. We have Palantir reporting their Q2 2023 earnings on August 7th after the close. That's Monday, coming up in just a couple days. One thing I know for sure is this is going to be a massively, insanely volatile day. I don't know if we're going to move to the upside. I don't know if we're going to move to the downside, but I know for sure it's going to be extremely volatile. And I've got some messages in this video I want to share with you. But first, before we get into that, I'm Austin. Thanks for being here. I'm a co-owner of CloudBusinessSuite.com. I'm a stock market investor, and definitely most importantly for this video, I'm a Palantir shareholder. I have been since just a little bit after they DPO'd, and Palantir is my second biggest holding in my entire portfolio. If you're back to the channel and you're one of those 1,400 subscribers, thank you so much for being back. If you're new, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the like. It helps out in a massive way. And as a thank you for doing those two things, here's a picture of both my cats, Millie and Luna. Luna is back home if you've been following that story, so thanks for all the well wishes. It means a ton. All right, let's get into this with Palantir. This week is about to be absolutely insane. Palantir is going to report their Q2 earnings on Monday after the close. No matter what, we should expect either a massive move to the upside or a massive move to the downside. And with Palantir being up 184% year to date, this stock is really, truly priced for perfection. When a stock is priced for perfection and they don't report an absolutely perfect earnings, it's very easy to see share price drop in the short term. That is not a reason to freak out. We gotta chill a little bit. A lot of Palantir shareholders, even a lot of SoFi shareholders, a lot of Tesla shareholders, these big retail names, people get really, really emotional about the stock and they tie their identity to the stock a little bit. And if the stock goes up, they feel like they're a genius investor and Palantir is the best company in the world. And then when it drops, they feel like they're an idiot and Palantir is the worst company in the world. It's such a polarizing stock and there's so much emotion attached to it. So my advice would be try to detach your emotion from Palantir a little bit. Palantir does not have to be your identity as an investor. It might be your largest holding, it might be your second largest holding, your third largest holding, or it might just be a spec play for you. That's all respectable and fine. But let's try to detach our emotions from Palantir, especially around earnings, because you never really know what's going to happen. They could report a ridiculous quarter, but one thing they say in the conference call could move the stock down, because like I said, the stock is priced for perfection. What I think is going to happen is they're actually going to report an absolutely amazing quarter. I think EPS, the chances that they miss on EPS numbers is so small. I think the chance that they don't raise guidance as it relates to EPS and as it relates to revenue is extremely small. I think the chances they miss on free cash flow numbers is extremely small. I think the commercial side of the business to business side is going to grow insanely in customer count and in volume. And I think the government side of the business is going to have a re-acceleration of growth. As we know, these sales cycles take quite a while, and that was the commentary around Q3 of 2022 and even Q4 of 2022. One thing I think there's a probability of them missing on this quarter is actually the revenue number. And my explanation for why I think they might actually miss on the revenue number is that they've been focused very much on the AIP. That's the brand new AI platform that they've released. And if they've got the sales team focusing a ton of their efforts on AIP and not focusing all their efforts on the existing products that they already had, since these sales cycles take a little while, we might actually see a revenue miss by just a little bit. If we do see a revenue miss, there's a high chance that we would see some short-term weakness in the share price, because that means that Palantir would be solidly under 20% growth, even though they've said multiple times in the past that they were eyeing a 30% year-over-year growth each and every quarter, and they've missed that quite a few times now. It hasn't really mattered because the AI hype around the company and the net income and the EPS positive quarters that they've posted 2 times in a row now have moved the stock up in a massive way. As they report more and more quarters of EPS positive, which I do see another EPS positive quarter in Q2 of 2023, as they report more of those, the closer and closer we're going to get to S&P 500 inclusion for Palantir. The sum of your last 4 quarters has to be positive EPS, and before you get included in the S&P 500, you have to have the most recent quarter be positive EPS. Let's take a chill pill a little bit. Even if they miss some numbers in the short term in Q2, the long-term growth story is intact. People are going to be listening very heavily to the conference call, and I would suggest you listen to the conference call as well. Listen to Alec Karp's commentary around artificial intelligence. That has been a big topic of conversation, and I think it's going to be huge for Palantir to prove to the markets in Q2 this year that they are the leader in the AI space. They've been working on this for 20 years, and if we hear some strong commentary around AI and we see some strong numbers around the AI platform, and we see the EPS positive, and we continue to see ridiculous free cash flow, and if all goes well, they actually beat on revenues, they increase guidance, we're probably going to see even more share price appreciation in the short term, which is kind of crazy to say. We're already up 184% on a year-to-date basis. That is not a normal normal thing to see with every stock in the stock market. There's not that many stocks out there that are up that much this year. So guys, even if they report a weak quarter in Q2 of 2023, the growth story is not dead with Palantir. Unless they just report a dumpster fire, terrible miss on all metrics, the growth story is still intact. One earnings report should not change your thesis around a company in a major way unless it's absolutely ridiculous, amazing to the upside, or unless it's an absolute trash, garbage dumpster fire. I don't think either of those two things are going to happen. I think they're going to come in pretty close to in line with all numbers. They might miss on one or two numbers. They might beat on one or two numbers. We'll see what happens. But the best thing to do right now is just chill. Take a few days to analyze the numbers. Make sure you're still okay with your position allocation. It's going to be a massive volume week no matter what. It's always a crazy time around Palantir earnings. And it's going to be even crazier that we've seen this ridiculous almost 3x move in the stock price. But what I want you to make sure of no matter what this week is that you don't make any emotional decisions. If they report a crazy, insane, awesome quarter, don't make an emotional decision to sell all the rest of your stocks and go 100% all in on Palantir. If they report a not so great quarter, don't freak out and sell your shares. It's okay. It's all good. One quarter is not make or break a growth story. So just relax, be happy with the 184% gain that we've had this year. I know not everyone is even up on their Palantir shares because the all-time high is so much higher than where we are right now. Some people might still be down on their shares, but a lot of us are up very, very nicely. So just be happy with what you've got. If you're still looking to add Palantir, just continue to slowly dollar cost average into the position. If you're happy with your allocation, just check in with the numbers, listen to the conference call. Everything will be fine. It's all good. And we're going to ride off into the sunset over the next few quarters as we reach closer and closer to S&P 500 inclusion. I want to know what you're doing out there with Palantir. Are you just keeping this cash on the sideline to buy a little more? Are you holding? Are you selling? What do you think is going to happen in Q2? I think we're going to report a very, very strong Q2, but you never know what's going to happen with the share price. We saw PayPal report a very positive quarter, one or two metrics missed, and the stock was down over 10% the next day. So keep doing your own research, keep making your own decisions, and don't be emotional this week. That's all I've got for you today, guys. Thank you for being here, and have an amazing day.